sound. Young boys driving their dad's car around. We got the prettiest girls walking around. Soon they'll be leaving this old town. We got so many leaving, yeah, chasing their dreams. Say there's nothing here, or so it seems. And they will miss it, someday they'll know. They'll want to return to the town they love so. Our town, our little town. This is our town, our little town. One day it's up, the next day it's down. This is our town, our little town.
Good evening, and welcome to This Year in Review Part 1. Tonight we will begin our look back at the first 6 months of 2005. Please stay tuned as we begin our look back after this. The BBS employees, along with the Board of Directors and the volunteers, would like to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a safe, healthy, and prosperous New Year. In January, Burgeo elected its First Nation Indian Band chief. On Friday of this week, we spoke to Bernard Benoit about the Burgeo First Nations Indian Band. We have with us in our studio today Bernard Benoit, chief of the Burgeo First Nation Indian Band. Welcome, Bernard.
Good day, Marie.
And congratulations on your new title.
Thank you.
Where shall we begin? We've had several conversations actually about the new Native Indian Band here. Maybe we could start with how or why did the Indian Band come into being? How did that happen?
Okay. First, I'd say we have a new name. It's the Haribo First Nation Band. The word Haribo is a Micmac name for caribou. In our last meeting, we chose that name because all the bands around have a name that's got, some significance to their culture. So they have a Micmac name, and usually there's some kind of symbol, about their area or their region. We thought Calvin Spencer suggested, one of our board members there, that the caribou one might be good for us because our people sort of depended on those, and it's been such a big part of our culture and heritage. So that's the name we chose.
Okay.
The Haribo First Nation Band.
Haribo.
With regard to how we came about, I guess, it's been common knowledge all of my life in Burgeo that I was an Indian and some of my cousins were Indians, and it's part of our ancestry. I guess just like, it is what it is. We have ours. Everybody have their ancestry, and we were recognized as Indians, and it's something I've really been proud of. And unfortunately, I think there's a lot of other people in Burgeo who have Native ancestry, and it hasn't been recognized. And I do believe that there's people here now that still don't recognize or don't know that they might have Indian ancestry. I've suspected that quite a few people around here might have. But anyway, those people who were known as Indians, we've sort of identified quite a few, and we started signing up with Federation of Newfoundland Indians because there's negotiations, I think important negotiations coming down. It could provide certain benefits to Native people, and certainly it would be good, to get in better touch with our culture. And we felt that the best way to do that, perhaps, would be to form a band.
Okay.
So Recently, we went through a process where 92 people voted in an election. So that says there's a number of people who do consider themselves Indian. And all of those people come from 3 bloodlines that's been established and recorded with the Federation of Newfoundland Indians. So we suspect that there are other bloodlines in Burgeo that have yet to be identified.
Okay.
As I've mentioned, an agreement coming down, being negotiated with the federal government and possibly to come down soon, will give the Indians of Newfoundland, for the first time since Confederation, a recognition as full status Indians that will be without land claims or fishing rights or anything like that. But other benefits, for example, 100% medical benefits they're looking for. They're looking for 100% educational benefits as other natives, you know, like in Conn River have. So there's potential benefits, I think, to everyone, and especially to our grandchildren in this movement.
You've already had several meetings, and you've already have a executive established.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
You've
we do.
been done quite a bit of work on that.
Yes. Yeah.
Now that you're established, and I believe you are registered, you said, right? You are registered with
Yes, most of us on the band council are registered already with the Federation of Newfoundland Indians. You know, we chose to sign up and be recognized as such.
Okay, and your band itself, like the name itself, is registered?
The name has not been registered. That's been recently done.
Okay.
We will be, you know, in the process of, you know, cluing up those issues.
Okay.
You know, right now I'm not sure that it needs to be registered because in the future I think all bands as they exist will be structured sort of differently. You know,
Okay.
when the agreement, assuming if and when the agreement comes down with the federal government, there will be really one band that will sort of be in control of all of the Indians outside the Conn River.
Okay.
Okay, and they would be the, you know, landless Indians,
Okay. All
as
right.
opposed to the full status like Conn River people.
Okay, so are we, like the Indians that we're talking about, the native people that we're talking about, are we like Mi'kmaq? Mi'kmaq?
Yes, Micmac, we come from the Micmac Indians and
Okay.
the Montano and the Naskapi. There's
Okay.
a mixture there,
Okay.
but primarily Micmac Indians.
Okay.
Originally came over, I think, from Nova Scotia. The Federation of Newfoundland Indians is recognizing anybody of Indian ancestry that can be identified in Newfoundland anywhere from 1765 to 1949. So if you touch base with any of those Indians in that time, then you would be recognized as having Indian ancestry.
Okay. In February, Marilyn Linehan, an area Sea Cadet officer, came to town to talk about the problems with our Sea Cadet Corps. Thursday of this week, we had an interview with Marilyn Linehan, area cadet officer. We have with us in our studio today Lieutenant Marilyn Linehan, area cadet officer for the sea. Welcome, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Is this your first time in town?
No, I've been visiting regularly for the past 2 years, actually.
Okay. And your main focus is our sea cadets?
Yes, yeah.
And you're here on a regular visit?
It's called a staff-assisted visit, and we visit the Sea Cadet Corps throughout the province regularly, throughout the training year, which runs from September to June, just to ensure that the cadets are receiving their training and to provide whatever assistance we can in the implementation of the training program.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to be, we're doing this interview on Thursday, so this evening I guess you'll be visiting our Sea Cadet Corps.
Yes, at their regular training night to observe their drill and their training and to make sure they're up to standard and to, once again, if we notice anything that we can provide help with, we'll certainly step in and provide that assistance.
Okay, so now this is a national program.
Yeah.
And it is, the Sea Cadets have a national standard that they have to
Achieve.
achieve. Okay. I'm assuming now that you know about the drop in enrollment in our Sea Cadets.
Yes, and that's a concern that's not unique to Burgeo, of course, because of outmigration and you know, the unique nature of Newfoundland. However, if there's children in the community that are eligible to be the cadets, we want as many as
That's
possible, because there's so many opportunities and benefits by being a member of the Sea Cadet program, we want to make sure that the message is out there of
Okay.
the benefits that you can receive through the training program.
Okay, so maybe that's where we could start, is talk about the Sea Cadet program and what it has to offer our young people.
To be a Sea Cadet, you have to be between the ages of 12 to 18, but it's open to any 12 to 18-year-old. There's no cost to join. Our primary goals are to promote citizenship in the local community, to develop leadership skills and seamanship skills as we are Sea Cadets.
Sure.
And we do acquaint, it is a paramilitary, so we do acquaint youth with the sea element of the Canadian Forces, but we do not in any way recruit for the Canadian
Okay.
Forces. And there's no expectations that if you join Sea Cadets that you're a member of the military, because they're not members of the military, and there's no expectation that they would become members of the military.
Okay.
But that's our goals. And there's lots of benefits if they were to join the program here in Burgeo. There's lots of benefits in Burgeo, and then provincially, and then of course nationally in the summertime, and even internationally. We, right here from Burgeo last summer, we had Barry Kosser go off and represent Burgeo, Newfoundland, as a Sea Cadet, and he was one of 6 cadets internationally that went to South Korea. All expenses paid, so
That's
there's
right,
lots of benefits to the program, yeah.
Yes, and before Barry, there was Crystal Lee who went to Japan.
Yes, she did, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just 2. There's also lots of benefits for the young people during the summertime for camps.
Yes.
Yes.
There's summer training centers all across the country, from right from here from St. John's. We run one in St. John's. The big one is in Cornwallis, Nova Scotia, of course, HMC Acadia, which I'm sure
Yes.
lots of your families are familiar with.
Yeah.
And we do have them in Ontario and British Columbia as well. And there's opportunities for the cadets to receive summer training. Once again, this is all expenses paid. We even pay the cadets a small training bonus that receive training for if they go off for 2 to 3 or 6 weeks. And once they've done their 4 years of training as a cadet in the summertime, they are also eligible to be staff cadets in the summer, which they are paid staff cadets, and they can make up to about $3,000 in the summertime in a 6 or 7 week period, which of course would help the older ones for university or whatever
they choose.
Yeah, whatever they choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said that, let's take, for example, a Sea Cadet who experienced camp for 1 year but really didn't enjoy it.
And that's an excellent point. You don't have to go to camp to receive the maximum benefit of the program. We have senior cadets across the province who've never gone to camp. Like, they're the chiefs, they're the coxswains of their corps. They're the most senior cadet, they're running their corps, and they've never been to camp. The focus is on the local headquarters. That's
Okay.
what happens in the local community, because that runs from September to June. And I mean, that's the 10 months of the year versus the 2 months of the year in the summertime. The summer training is meant to augment and supplement the local headquarters, but it's not meant to be to overshadow it or to be more important, because it's not. The training that happens in the local community is our primary focus, and the local headquarters is actually, and nationally, more important than what happens in the summertime.
Okay. If, for example, that one of our young people decides not to go to camp, or they went to camp, experienced it and really didn't like it, will that in any way, shape, or form restrict them from applying for, I mean, obviously, the Sea Cadet, throughout the year they have awards, or is that on a local basis?
It's on a local basis. There is
Okay.
one national award, it's called the Lord Strathcona Medal.
Yes.
That does require that you attend a 6-week summer training.
Okay.
But besides that award, there's no other awards or scholarships. Even our scholarship does not require that they attend
go to camp.
a summer course.
Okay.
So, and as well, locally, I'm not sure what the local awards are, but realistically, there should be no expectations to go to camp to be an award winner. Like I said,
Okay.
there's just that one national award, Lord Strathcona, out of numerous awards.
Okay. We do have, our Sea Cadets, of course, are sponsored by our local Lions, and I'm assuming that is a very important part.
That's an excellent question. Thank you. The Department of National Defence, which I represent and my office represents, and the officers in the Corps represent, and the Navy League of Canada, which the Lions Club represent here in Burgeo, they're a local division of the Navy League of Canada, are co-sponsors in the Sea Cadet training program, and one would not exist without the other. So it's a very important partnership.
Okay.
D&D does provide funding for mandatory training, such as, and the summer training as well. We provide the uniforms. But without a local sponsor to provide headquarters to parade in, storage areas, office space, additional funding for fun activities and trips beyond, band equipment. You know, there would not be a core, you know, so the sponsorship and the partnership is a very important role. So the Lions Club plays a very important role in the Sea Cadet program here in Burgeo.
Okay. Our Sea Cadets in Burgeo seems to be in a little bit of trouble. The enrollment has dropped considerably. What can you offer, and even I don't know if all the officers are in place at our Sea Cadets. Is there any way that you can give us some information on how to become involved if you want to, or encourage people?
Sure. Like I said, to be a Sea Cadet, you have to be between the ages of 12 to 18, open to anyone. Officers, to be Cadet Instructor, Cadre Officer, CIC Officer, you have to be above the age of 18 with a minimum of a high school diploma. And there's a screening process and an enrollment process that we go through the Canadian Forces Recruiting Centre in Corner Brook. There's an application process. To be a civilian instructor with the Corps, there is still a process and a screening that Department of National Defence does do, because, of course, the youth, we want to make sure people working with the youth are...
Safety is an issue.
Yes, are screened. And once again, they'd have to have a high school diploma. But beyond that, I mean, we provide the training. If they have no military knowledge or no knowledge of the cadet training program, that is not a problem for us. We will provide the training at no cost to these people. There's actually, if you were an officer and decided to go on and do the training, there's employment opportunities available in the summertime that are paid, and any training that we would do would be paid to the officer as well. And once again, we would provide all the transportation and rations and quarters for these individuals. Wonderful program to get involved with, especially if you're interested in working with youth and developing in youth the leadership and self-confidence and the discipline that the Sea Cadets provides. Like I said, you don't need any knowledge of the Sea Cadet training program right now.
Okay.
That's what we're here for, and that's what our office is here for. And if they were interested, they could drop by the school on Thursday nights and speak with the officers there, or certainly the Burgeo Lions Club would have information on how to enroll and get the paperwork and get the process started for these people.
Also in February, Fergus O'Brien and Jim Payne of the Art Smarts program came to visit Burgeo Academy. On Friday of this week, the Burgeo Academy hosted a concert. The concert highlighted the musical talent of Fergus O'Brien and Jim Payne, who are in Burgeo for the Art Smarts program.
All the water just after coming out of the heavens today, we thought we'd start with a song about working in the woods. So this is a tune called The Double Sweater Lad, otherwise known as Hurling Down the Pines. And if you know the words, sing along, and even if you don't, well, perhaps you'll pick them up part of the way through. And I'll give you a fair warning now, at certain points out of the night we're going to expect you to hear you singing as well. And so, be prepared. Yeah, no, we're not going to let Mel sing. Everybody else, but not Mel. Come all you jolly fellows, come listen to me song. It's all about the lumber boys and how they get along. A crowd of jolly good fellows as ever you may find. It's how they spend their winter months in hurling down the pine. Snap, crack goes me whip, I whistle and I sing. I jumps up on me gobble sled so happy as a king. The horse is always ready and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sweater lad. 4 o'clock in the morning the boss he will shout, arise oh ye teamsters, it's time that ye were out. Those teamsters they all get up in a frightened way. Where are me shoes, me pants, me socks are gone astray. They're next to get up for the chompers, their socks they cannot find. They blame it on the teamsters and swear it with all their mind. Some older man might have them on and they've been very near. We'll pass it off all as a joke and have a hearty cheer. Snap, crack goes me whip, I whistle and I sing. I jumps up on me double sled so happy as a king. Me horse is always ready and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sweater lad. 6 o'clock is breakfast and every man is out. And every man if he's not sick is sure to be on the road. Oh, you shall hear those axes ring until the sun goes down. Hurry me boys, the day is o'er, a shanty we are bound. We all arrive at the shanty, cold hands and wet feet. We then haul off our logans, our supper for to eat. To our bunks we'll climb, I'm sure those months don't seem so long in hurling down the pine. Snap the rack goes, me with my whistle and I sing. I jumps upon me double sled, so happy as a king. Me horse is always ready, and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sledder lad. The choppers and the sawyers, they lay the timber roll. The draggers and the swampers, they lug it to and fro. Then next to come in are the loaders, all at the break of day. Load up your logs 500 yards to the riverside away. Springtime will roll around, the bossy will say, hey, bump your saws and axes, boys, it's time to clear the way. The winter ice it is on and business has arrived. 200 able-bodied men are wanted on the drive. Snap the rack goes, me with my whistle and I sing. I jumps up on me double sled, so happy as a king. Me horse is always ready, and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sledder lad. Springtime will roll around and glad will be the day when fellows who left their girls at home will wander back that way. And now me song is ended, and don't you think it's true? And if you doubt one word of it, just ask one of the crew. Snap the rack goes, me with my whistle and I sings. I jumps up on me double sled, so happy as a king. Me horse is always ready, and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sledder lad. Snap the rack goes, me with my whistle and I sings. I jumps up on me double sled, so happy as a king. Me horse is always ready, and I am never sad. There's no one here so happy as the double sledder lad.
Visit your family and friends this holiday season. Keep in mind a designated driver. Arrive alive. Don't drink and drive. The life you save may be your own. In February, the BBS made some changes to Channel 13. In the next few weeks, BBS subscribers will notice a few changes in the commercial Channel 13. Possibly as early as next week, BBS subscribers will see some changes to the commercial Channel 13. During a recent Board of Directors meeting, the board felt that it was time to upgrade the commercial channel. Many of you are probably heard of the PowerPoint. That's the system we will be using for the commercial channel. It will offer the commercial channel customers a new way to advertise their specials. With the PowerPoint system, you, the viewers, will see the weekly specials in a new way. The PowerPoint system also offers our customers numerous options in the way they can display their specials. What you see now are just a few examples of how the weekly specials will be displayed. In an effort to serve our customers better, BBS will be making changes to how some messages on Community Channel 10 are displayed. The BBS Board of Directors has made a decision to add a new channel to our lineup. This new channel will be for all church messages only. These messages will soon appear on Channel 43. Once all preparations have been made, messages pertaining to the community's churches will not be displayed on Community Channel 10. Channel 43 will have all messages concerning the churches. Once a suitable radio signal has been located, there will be round-the-clock gospel music on Channel 43. Any church services that are taped will also be aired on Channel 43. This new channel will give the churches the freedom to extend the use of the channel in new and innovative ways. In March, Burgeo Academy School Choir won the Stephenville Rotary Music Academy School Choir was successful at the Stephenville Music Festival on Tuesday of this week. Students in grades 4 to 10 traveled to Stephenville on Tuesday to be part of the Stephenville Rotary Music Festival. This was the first time for Burgeo to be entered. The Burgeo Academy choir placed first in its division of 8 choirs, 16 and under. The choir sang 2 selections. There were also individual categories. Melissa Billard was supposed to sing. However, due to the nasty weather, it was decided to get back to Burgeo as soon as possible. On Tuesday of this week, Tyson Cutler and Dylan McDonald played in the non-competitive category and did very well. Besides coming first in their division, the Burgeo Academy Choir also placed in the top 3 out of over 80 other choirs that performed at the festival. We extend our congratulations to all members of the Burgeo Academy Choir on their achievement. In April, the fishermen were gearing up for another season. I've been busy for the past few months getting ready for the upcoming fishing season. We dropped by Brad Skinner's storehouse on Wednesday of this week and spoke to Brad and Eub as they prepared their lump nets. Like most fishermen, Brad and Eub have been working steadily on their nets since January. They want to be ready for this fishing season in plenty of time. They're expecting the season to open sometime within the next couple of weeks. There's no word yet exactly when the lump season will open. Last year it opened on April the 16th and the lobster season opened a week later. There's no reason to think it won't open around the same time this year, but with all the ups and downs in the fisheries, who can say? However, these men plan to be ready. Hubert tells us that there is no quota for lump roll, but fishermen are allowed 50 nets per license. The lump roll season last year wasn't very good, but the prices were up. Hubert and Brad are hopeful that this year's lump roll will be plentiful and the prices will be favorable for the fishermen. Lump roll could last 2 weeks and it could be all over, or it could last 4 weeks. It's an unpredictable fishery. Brad and Hubert usually go lump fishing in their open boat or speedboat. The longliner is used when they go for ground fish. The fishing season begins with lump roll in April and continues up until November or December. Once Hubert and Brad finishes with the lump roll, they usually catch their bycatch from June to September. They go for redfish, ache, pollock, and any other species that the season is open for. Last year there was no limit to the amount of ache you could catch, but the buyers didn't want it. For pollock, they were allowed about 4,000 pounds per week. Even though the cod season is open, Brad and Hubert try not to catch too much cod. They only have 20,000 pounds to catch, and if the fishing is good, this can be caught in a couple of days. Hubert stated that this cod is the biggest part of their living, so they want to get the best price for their catch. Top dollar for their product means top EI at the end of the year. They have until March of the following year to catch their cod. Hubert and Brad usually leave the 20,000 pounds of cod from anywhere between October and December. Brad told us that their quota for cod can be caught within a 2 or 3 day period if they wanted to, but they prefer to make it last longer. It benefits them more this way. They told us that last year when the 3PN opened, they were allowed 6 tubs of gear, 5,000 pounds of cod. Hubert and Brad would like to use all hook and line. It's more work, but they feel you get a better quality of fish. Hubert has been in this business for many years and has seen many ups and downs, but he thinks this is the worst he has ever seen it. Brad is the new generation of fisher people. He has been involved with fishing for about 10 years. Brad told us that as long as he can make a fair living for his family, he will continue fishing. Both he and Hubert believe it's better than leaving home to work. We thank Hubert and Brad for spending time with us. We hope they and all fishermen have a safe and great fishing season with good quality product, good prices, and fair weather. We would like to extend a sincere thank you to all our viewers for tuning in over the past year, and we look forward to your continuing viewing in 2006. We would like to send special thanks to all the BBS volunteers for their hard work and dedication during the past year. Season's greetings to all of you from all of us at Burgeo Broadcasting System. In May, author Ed Kavanaugh visited Burgeo Public Library. On Tuesday of this week, we went to the public library to take in a session with author Ed Kavanagh. Mr. Kavanagh has visited Burgeo once before, back when the Burgeo Road wasn't paved and when his hair was brown. That is what he told the children in his first session. Mr. Kavanagh is the author of the children's books, the Amanda Greenleaf series. In his session on Tuesday morning with the kindergarten's 1s, 2s, and 3 students, he read from one of his books to the children. In the afternoon session with the grade 4, 5, and 6s, Mr. Kavanagh talked about how he became an author and how Amanda Greenleaf series came to be. He had heard about a writing contest on the radio and decided to enter. However, he missed the contest deadline. He started the story in September and finished in December. He told the students that he wrote and rewrote the story about 9 times before it went to a publisher. He had also told them that he sent it to 23 publishers without success. He showed the students some of the original pictures that illustrator Janice Udell did for the books. Mr. Kavanagh and Ms. Udell are both Newfoundlanders. He told everyone how he came up with the story of Amanda Greenleaf and how some of his friends gave him ideas that he used in the books. From there, the children asked questions like, do you like to write books? Mr. Kavanagh also plays the harp, guitar, and violin. He shared some of his knowledge about the harp. He played a song on the harp for the children, one that you will be sure to recognize.
This tune that you probably all know.
Two students, Jennifer Windsor and Adrian Benoit, got a chance to play the harp with Mr. Kavanagh. The children asked more questions at this point. Mr. Kavanagh concluded with a song on his guitar called Wicked Willie. Also in May, the Irving Oil gas bar closed down. On Tuesday of this week, the Ingram's Foodland gas bar was dismantled. As we were filming the remaining gas being pumped out of the underground tanks, a resident out for their daily walk said to us, "Another piece of Burgeo being taken away." That sums it up pretty good. Another resident answered, "And what did we do to stop it?" This is a sad situation. Now that the gas bar is closed, 3 of our residents are now out of work. This is very unfortunate. Mr. Gordon Ingram, owner-operator of Foodland store, declined to do an interview. He was also very reluctant to speak to us. He told us that 10 years ago he made a commitment to this town when he took over the food center, and now he feels a little let down in light of the fact that the gas pump is shutting down. However, Mr. Ingram wanted to make it clear that it wasn't shutting down because it wasn't making money. The gas bar is closing down because the 3 tanks underground that holds all the gas has to come up. The environment has some major concerns about the tanks. Irving Oil wasn't going to replace the tanks, and Mr. Ingram didn't want to take on the responsibility. There was a company, North Atlantic, that would have considered taking over operation if they could have sold another 150,000 liters of gas per year. Irving Oil is responsible for dismantling of the gas pumps, and they will put everything back as it was, including the pavement. Now that the gas bar is closed, residents will have to find another place to return their beer bottles. Just one more repercussion when Sandbanks Park was featured in Our Canada magazine in May. Our Canada magazine is published bi-monthly by the Reader's Digest magazine. This is a new magazine, just 1 year old. Many of our residents have been subscribing to this magazine for some time now, including Donna Warren. When Donna received her regular Reader's Digest magazine, there was an insert for Our Canada magazine, so she sent for it. The magazine is almost entirely written by its own readers, a place where readers can share their stories. In Our Canada magazine, there is a section called Coast to Coast. Donna got some information on how to send in pictures, and in the May-June issue, Donna's picture appears. Donna was very excited that of all the photos she sent in, Sandbanks Park was the one that was chosen. She told us she will continue to send in more pictures. She has sent the magazine to some of her family members that live in other parts of the country. Needless to say that they were very excited to see a little bit of home in a national magazine. This magazine is published by the Reader's Digest. We extend thanks to Donna for letting us know of her efforts of promoting our community and park to the rest of Canada. We received a complimentary Our Canada magazine. In the letter that came with the magazine, they informed us that Donna Warren made it to the May-June issue. If you would like more information on how to submit a story or photo, you can visit the website at www.ourcanada.ca. In June, the seismic company Veritas visited Burgeo. On Monday of this week, Veritas, a seismic company from Alberta, was in town for a job fair. The job fair was held from 12 noon to 7 p.m. When we visited at 1 p.m., there were a few people filling out an application. We spoke to Jennifer Price, an administrator with Veritas. Ms. Price told us that her company was looking for about 120 workers. By Monday, they had 90 of these positions filled. The company has already had job fairs in Nova Scotia, Corner Brook, and Grand Falls, Windsor, and Burgeo was their last place to visit. Veritas was looking for employees for the summer months, and Ms. Price told us that they had 6 applications from these guys. They would be hired as soon as the drug tests were done and the applicants passed the test. Ms. Price also told us that the drug tests were done on site. 22 applications were done out for the winter season. The applicants who applied for summer employment could be working as soon as the end of June or the first week of July. The winter applicants were asked to call the company in October to check and see when they would be needed. Some of these gentlemen were struggling to decide if they would give this type of work a try or keep on doing what they're doing now. There were even some of our inshore fishermen at the Far checking out the possibility of applying for a position at Veritas. Ms. Price told us they were pleased with the turnout, and she told us they probably wouldn't stay for the remainder of the day, since they had quite a few applications earlier in the day. We wish all those who applied for a job every success. That wraps up our look back at the first 6 months of 2005. Be sure to join us next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. for the second part of this year in review. On behalf of my family and I, we wish each and every one of you a peaceful and joyous Christmas season and a healthy, happy, prosperous New Year. For this year in review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.